Hello, friends, and welcome to Batman. Dark Knight Rises review. Okay, who do we have here?
That's alright. This is MultiPplproductions.
And Sir Gustavo.
Yeah, and we saw the midnight premiere of Dark Knight Rises yesterday night, and so now we're gonna give you guys a sweet little tasty review.
Well, really quick, gameplay is the first.
Oh yeah, that's important.
This is my very first gameplay of Gotham City Imposters.
Yeah.
I don't really have a console, so I kind of suck, but
Dude, you did fine.
this is the very first gameplay, so enjoy that. And then the next gameplay will be...
Me, MultiPplproductions,
And if we
knifing
have-
everyone.
And if we have time, it's gonna be me after that, but we're probably not gonna have time. So let's just get into it.
Alright, so first, Albino the Mexican, why don't you give just your impressions on the movie overall?
Overall, I think it was a pretty good movie. There were some slow parts, in places, but otherwise I think it was a pretty good movie. I don't know.
I felt that the movie itself tried to be kind of more artsy than a regular superhero movie. I think there was a lot of, really attempts to do kind of symbolism and metaphors and stuff. So I can appreciate it like that, but I personally would have liked a bit more, beat-em-up action.
They did that in The Dark Knight as well, though.
Well, yeah, but The Dark Knight still had a lot of action. in
The
it.
Dark Knight had a lot of action. There were explosions and a lot of twists and turns.
Yeah.
Although there was a very good twist at the end, or
Yeah.
towards the end.
We're
That
not
just,
going to give that away, but
It just rocked us. It
Yeah.
rocked our socks.
I don't think
Off.
anybody saw that coming. And during the movie, me and Sir Gustavo just looked at each other like,
Oh.
did that just happen?
I was in between Albino the Mexican and MultiPplproductions, and I looked left and right, and we all just exchanged glances. It was shock and awe.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
So, what do you guys think of the new villain, Bane?
Hey, I didn't give my opinion.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so MultiPplproductions, your opinion.
I liked it.
Hey, so what do you guys think about the villain, Bane?
Okay, well, let's start with you.
I think as a substitute for the Joker, he didn't serve the purpose very well. But if you don't compare him to Joker, solidly, he's a really good villain.
By himself.
Yeah.
But he's really, really hard to understand sometimes, especially early on.
Oh yeah. Especially, I think also because they had the volume a little too loud in our theater. I think is what it was. So
Yeah.
his voice kind of crackled and
Yeah,
sounded like poop.
I think the sound men for the movie didn't do a very good job of equalizing it with the rest of the audio of the movie.
But it does do a really good job of making him sound really crazy.
Yeah,
And sophisticated.
Yeah,
too,
he
at the
sounds
same time.
sophisticated but out of his mind. The one thing though is in the comics, Bane is completely different than he is in the movie, which is a little different because in the comics he's a steroid raging dude, and in the movie he's kind of a more sophisticated, I'm here to judge humanity kind of thing. And so it's different than the comics. If you do read the comics or are kind of a fan of that,
Or even if you play Arkham Asylum, you'll know.
yeah, but it's different, but it's not bad. It's just kind of a different take, like the entire series is.
Yeah.
How the
Yeah.
Joker in the Dark Knight is he's a lot more
Insane.
dark than the typical Joker.
He'll shove a pencil through your eye for no reason.
Make it disappear. So, Multi-PPL, what about your take on Bane?
Well, really quick, I'm a big fan of Tom Hardy as an actor who plays Bane. And I've seen his stuff in Bronson where he's also really buff.
And
he's
apparently
really,
Professor Quirrell.
yeah, according to one of our friends, he's Professor Quirrell,
In the first Harry Potter movie.
which is complete bullshit. All I'm going to tell you right now. So,
Continue.
anyway, I thought that he was really good, but the only thing is that I would like to have more of his backstory.
Yeah.
But,
it's hard to fit it into the movie, though.
Well,
we talked about it before.
Yeah,
Backstory does come, but I think it's a little too late and a little too little.
yeah.
No,
But he does do a really good job of being a guy that you could see controlling the wills of men. All of his mercenaries are just this is not a huge spoiler, very early on you see him and it involves a plane crash. Okay, let's just say
it's
that.
a really cool scene, too.
It's a really awesome scene. It's a really good establishing scene. And one of the guys that's one of his men, he's gonna escape with him. And he's no, brother, they have to find one of our bodies in the crash. And he's has the fire started? And he's yep. And then he just leaves him.
Yeah.
And he's completely fine with
Yeah,
it.
Bane-
very, very Kurt Cobain-y.
Yeah.
Bane's men will die for him, and be happy about it.
Yeah, and you can totally tell, and that's a really cool, scary thing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing you should know about the movie, though, is there actually isn't a lot of Batman on screen.
There's a lot of some random ass cop.
Yeah, some cop you've never seen in either of the first two movies.
Played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like this character. I don't know. You guys have a different opinion, but
Yeah, the thing you should know is like there's a lot of development of a lot of minor characters in this movie. There's not a lot of Batman. I would say the total on-screen time of Batman is probably around 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, Batman as Batman.
Batman as Batman.
A lot of Bruce Wayne because
Yeah, there's a lot of character development in this movie. Like I said before, it's more artsy.
Which isn't really something you should have in like the final episode of a sequel, but I mean series.
yeah, they shouldn't be introducing a shitload of new characters other than just like the new villain.
Yeah.
We don't need any more protagonists, but
But still, I think Catwoman and Joseph Gordon-Levitt were a good
Catwoman
addition.
I didn't have any problems with. It was just Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Except, no, they didn't have any backstory for Catwoman, though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
no.
they did. There was like
She's a thief, and she
was
lives
an
in the ghetto.
Yeah,
That's
she
about
was
it.
born in the ghetto, and she had to do what she did, and she just stole stuff.
I don't know. I don't think that's enough.
You know, on a cold and gray Chicago morning, another baby child is born in the ghetto,
in the ghetto.
and his mama cries.
Okay, so what's next?
Well, what about just the overall feeling at the end of the movie?
Yeah, how we felt
Oh.
about the conclusion.
No, I thought the ending
That
was
just because it's
great.
the end of the series.
Yeah,
as well.
how does it feel like at the end? How do you think it wraps up? So,
I think it was very satisfying, in my opinion.
Oh,
And by the way, this is
here's
where it
the lag.
disconnects.
Yeah, I was getting some nice headshots. I was just starting to get my game going, and then the server disconnects and lags out. I was getting some good headshots on her too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I walk up to check her out, maybe try to stab her. Yeah, and then here's
yeah.
MultiPplproductions playing in just a second. There we go.
There I
Yay.
am.
And
Look at
somehow
me.
we got thrown back into the same map. Don't know
Because
what
they wanted me to show them how to do it right.
happened. Oh.
That's why.
Well, Sergos got a nice kill streak in the last
like-
one.
yeah, it was-
6, dude.
Yeah, 9, dude.
2.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Okay, so yeah, the ending, right? Ending
Yeah.
of the movie.
Let's not do spoilers, but
Well, yeah.
it is it has a few twists that you really won't see coming.
Yeah.
Which is very nice.
for sure.
Oh, and it's kind of weird. I want to say it's like a little bit more brutal than the other ones, but at the same time, it has really hardcore comic book writing. Like it has a lot of one-liners and characters that like would be like kind of sad after something happens. They're just kind of like, oh, blah blah blah, one-liner. And they seem to like recover really easily from traumatic things.
Yeah.
That's also
Oh
another
yeah,
thing.
the freaking.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it because it's
Yeah.
kind of a shock.
There's just this one part where Bruce Wayne is seriously injured,
and they just punch it back into
and
place.
they fix it by punching him.
She's like, oh well, that fixed that.
Have
Oh,
you
I
ever
just
been to a
spit on my computer.
chiropractor? That's literally like what they do.
Chiropractors just punch your back straight. Oh,
Pretty
sorry.
much.
Oh,
Not to spoil anything.
Well, as well, I also like the motif of rising.
hey, I talked about that all last night.
I know. You want to
Okay.
continue? I was
No, I
bringing
don't.
it. I was bringing it into the
Yeah.
Oh, I
conversation.
liked it. I'm sorry. I'm too defensive of my ideas.
Okay.
Gift to the world.
Okay.
Hey, so the motif of rising, it's great, right?
Yeah. There's well, backstory for Bane is he was like born in a. There's like he was born in the prison, and the prison's just like basically a well that's also a prison,
Yeah.
and so that's the rising.
A big well.
A big well with lots of people down in it.
Yeah.
And then they're also in the sewer, and then they, I don't know if this is a huge spoiler, but they kind of take over Gotham, or that's their plan.
What?
They rise from the sewers to
Yeah.
take over Gotham.
Yeah.
So
And-
there's
and-
all that rising motif.
Yeah, and Bane rises from the jail
Yeah.
Yeah.
and everything. There's just
And
that
then,
kind
like-
of stuff.
Like
Dashi.
like a hero
Basha.
rises to the occasion, that kind of thing. Too.
Yeah, it
rises to
our
the challenge.
our English
Yeah.
teachers would be really proud of us right now, I think.
Yeah, I think so,
Motifs
too.
and themes.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
So, what about like the ending twist? I mean, we shouldn't really say anything about it, but were you happy that it happened?
I was happy. I was kind of blindsided by it actually. I did not see that coming.
I mean, like somewhere in the back of my mind, I kind of expected it.
Yeah, there was something a little weird about it.
Yeah, and then the fact that Alfred was talking about it, like, before like an hour before he was talking.
Well,
about the
Foreshadowing!
Well, Alfred.
Alfred.
Alfred's like the harbinger of doom in like all the movies. Like everything he says is just
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
true. Like in The Dark
foreshadowing.
Knight,
Yeah.
he was all like, I don't want to have the day come where I can say I told you so.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then at the end of the movie, he says, well, I bloody damn well told you so.
Well, dumbass.
Yeah,
Guess what?
poor Alfred.
Also, I don't really think that I liked too much the, they did a lot more time with Commissioner Gordon,
Yeah.
and he's a lot better just as a side character.
Yeah, that's
he's
true.
he's too depressing of a character just to get into.
Or too vanilla of a character, for that matter.
Well, he's vanilla, but he's also very dreary. He's like a vanilla dreary.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it's also kind of hard to understand at times.
Yeah, well, that's because he's faking an American accent.
That's true.
Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman.
He looks exactly
like-
like my uncle.
Yeah.
I like how you just agreed with me. You haven't
Yeah.
met my uncle. Just,
No.
Yeah.
I was agreeing with the other thing.
Okay.
About
Not the unimportant shit about your uncle. Nobody cares.
And then Catwoman looks a lot like my cousin.
Oh, Catwoman. Oh.
No, she doesn't.
But I digress.
Catwoman is pretty hot.
No,
I
her-
like the way that they
Sorry.
did her character.
I like how they put her on the bike a lot, so you could really get some nice shots of her, you know,
Yeah.
riding it.
And she just, yeah. Oh, and I like how they explained the cat ears to be like high tech devices. I thought that was
Wait,
Yeah.
they explained that?
Yeah, like they covered her eyes.
I
Like,
was
cool
asleep.
Goggles. We did see it at midnight, so
I might have been asleep at that part. Oh well.
I really want to know where she got them though.
Well,
she probably stole them.
Well, yeah, but who just happens to have some
cat
like
ears.
vintage cat ears that turn into like goggles?
Why are they vintage now? Vintage Power Vision goggles.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, you
And I
a
got an
nice
arrow in my face.
Yeah.
The Big Chug fixes it.
The
Right
big
there.
chug.
The Big Chug.
Anything else we want to cover?
Not really. I don't think. If you're looking for a movie with a lot of beat 'em up and everything, you might be a little disappointed.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for a movie that's just a nice kind of conclusion to the series, kind of closes a lot of loose ends, gives you a lot of symbolism and metaphors, you know, kind of, it's appropriate, but it's not really super actiony. Well, it is
Yeah.
actiony, but not.
It's not the whole movie. Yeah, there are
Yeah.
some dreary points, but what were you gonna say, Mr. MultiPPL?
I just realized why I don't like it as much as Dark Knight.
Heath Ledger.
No, Heath Ledger.
Kind of. But it doesn't have a consistent tone. Like
Yeah.
the consistent
Oh,
tone
yeah,
in Dark
yeah,
Knight
yeah.
was always like shit is gonna get worse and worse and
Yeah.
worse, and it's just tension and just ugh.
Well-
But in this one, it goes from like hardcore brutality to like snappy one-liners.
Yeah.
Well,
true.
but another
Like
theme
in a
it,
second.
Another theme in it was hope and everything,
Yeah.
and so I think the tone of the movie goes with that. Where at one point everything seems like it's going to be horrible,
Uh-huh.
then you get a little bit of hope, and then it just goes super worse.
No, but did you notice, like, throughout the last 40 minutes, it's like, things are going to get better, and then it's like, no! And then, things are going to get better, and then, like, no!
Yeah, it's like
No!
it's like Bane does that to the characters, and it's good to see that happen to the characters. But the audience shouldn't be taken for the ride like that.
Yeah.
Or I guess maybe they should. I'm not sure. It just doesn't feel good.
I guess it just
I
depends on...
would have been fine with it, just like the normal stuff, just the one-liners. I'm serious. They needed a different writer.
I might have been asleep with those one-liners.
Wine lawners.
Wine-liners.
One-liners.
I might have been asleep with those.
So, I guess let's just move on to overall rating.
Yeah. How much out of 10 would you give it?
I'll start.
Okay.
In comparison to The Dark Knight, because it's not as good as The Dark Knight. I'm just gonna say that, because I don't think expecting it to be as good as The Dark Knight is
Fair.
Realistic.
reasonable.
Yeah.
It's not
Because they have to
realistic.
tie up all the new things and introduce a new villain and, introduce Catwoman.
Well, do you think if Heath Ledger died that... I mean, if he didn't die, that he would have been in the next episode?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So then, regardless, they would have had to do
Irregardless.
that. Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, this is the ending of MultiPPL's gameplay.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
the triple knife. That's
Now
satisfying.
you're gonna see just the beginning of very crappy luck.
Oh, no!
Albino the Mexican has really bad luck in the very
Yeah.
beginning of this gameplay, or just
But-
the whole game.
Overall, I liked it more than Avengers,
Yeah.
but less than Dark Knight. So it's like a 8.5 out
What
of
about
10.
Batman Begins?
More than Batman Begins. I didn't like Batman Begins that much.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just didn't.
It seemed just kind of Batman Begins. It was like good, but
Like
it
the
just seemed
Scarecrow
kind of,
was there for like a minute, and then he gets tasered in the mouth.
Oh, the Scarecrow makes a cameo in
Oh,
this
yeah,
one.
it's
Yeah, it
great.
does.
It's very.
if you like the
satisfying.
Scarecrow, you're gonna like be pretty happy about that.
You're gonna love me.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir Gustavo.
I think I'm gonna have to give it a probably 8 out of 10 because I did walk in, I think, expecting a little bit more action and stuff. But it definitely wasn't disappointing. I think you just have to kind of set your mind to like a kind of different thing.
Yeah.
And what it. So 8 out of 10 overall. Good movie, but probably could have delivered a bit more in the adrenaline.
We should talk about the previews as well when we're done.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, so the way I see it is people just came into it expecting Dark Knight and they got a different movie. And so that's why I think a lot of people weren't very happy with it. But I think overall it was very well directed, like well shot, and like, you know,
It's
they did
very pretty.
they did a really good job. I mean, like implementing themes and motifs and stuff like that.
Good
so,
cinematography.
Yeah, thank you. And so yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10, just because, especially the ending was extremely satisfying for me. So I liked it a lot.
And cool set design. I don't.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
the underground sewer stuff. That looks really cool.
So I think that's about an 8.6 out of 10.
Average.
No, wait, you got
8.5.
8 point. So it's just 8.5 out of 10.
No, I gave it an 8.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
your
like
8
an-
and my 9
Oh, yeah,
average
you're
out
right.
to 8.5.
You're right. So 8.5. I don't know where I got 8.6.
Okay.
I'm in calculus.
Do you guys want to talk about the previews or just stop?
Let's talk about previews. Why not? We've got
Okay.
time.
So one of them was the campaign. What do you guys think of that one?
Campaign. Oh, with
Will
what's his
Ferrell
name?
and
Zach
Galifianakis.
Galifianakis.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting something super good, but I think I'll see it just because
Zach
I'm in the
Galifianakis
I'm in the
is hilarious.
mindset for a kind of crappy comedy movie that.
Kind of like Casa de Mi Padre.
Yeah, with
I
it's
haven't
like
seen that yet.
I haven't seen that yet either, but it's like I'm looking for cheap laughs, you know. If you're again, you have to be in the right mindset, I think, for a lot of movies.
Yeah. That's
And
true.
because Zach Galifianakis is just hilarious and
Yeah, it's very
everything.
funny.
Yeah, so the campaign, I'll probably see it. What about you?
Okay. Why don't you tell me why you want to see that and you don't want to see The Watch starring Ben Stiller?
Because it's Ben Stiller. Like Ben Stiller just is not as good.
No,
I
I
think
think
Will
he's-
Ferrell delivers the laughs a bit better than
What
Ben Stiller.
I think what Ben Stiller is trying to do is appeal too much to the young audience.
Yeah. Ben Stiller's trying to do the kind of young comedy stuff that.
Family friendly.
Yeah. Where
Yeah.
Will Ferrell is just kind of being Will Ferrell.
Yeah, Ben Stiller I think is a lot better in kind of like darker, more sophisticated humor. I think.
Yeah. Like Along Came Polly and Meet the Fockers and Meet the Parents and stuff like that.
Yeah, and when he kills a panda in Tropic
Well,
Thunder.
that's a bad example, but
Oh,
oh
yeah.
yeah, the panda. That was great. I love that.
Yeah, I like Ben Stiller, but I just don't want to see that movie. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, we saw the Watch preview too, which wasn't.
yeah.
Now, how about Django Unchained?
Oh, Django Unchained. I want to see that movie pretty
Quentin
bad.
Tarantino, how bad could it be? Like
How much
How
can...
awesome can it be?
He
Well,
never
I-
makes any bad movies.
Yeah. I have yet to be
I
dissatisfied.
think we're all going to see that and make a review of it.
Yeah, midnight. Let's do it midnight.
Midnight premiere. We'll
Is this
be
gonna just be the birth of a new thing?
a new thing every
Just
few months?
Midnight premiere movies.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
when
go
they're
broke
that
within
awesome.
months.
When they're that awesome.
Yeah, that's true. And then, are we gonna see the premiere of The Hobbit?
I am.
Okay.
I don't know about
When-
you
I'm,
guys.
I'm
When
going
is-
with you then.
When is The Hobbit? Is it Christmas?
Christmas.
Yeah. Christmas
Both of these are
time.
Christmas.
Okay, yeah, I think I'll see it with you guys. That sounds good.
over
I hated that part.
the misty
It's like walking around a corner in TF2 with a huntsman right in front of you, and you just know you're gonna get it.
Yeah. Oh, man. You hate. What about like when you're a spy and you're accidentally walking in front of a
This
sniper?
isn't TF2 gameplay.
Sorry.
Be quiet. You guys know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you're
and
just
the
walking
sniper
in front of a
takes a
sniper.
shot.
Yeah. Oh.
Or
I
you-
know there were more previews, but I don't remember them.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
think of any. They must
yeah,
have been
the
pretty
rest of the
bad.
summer movies just don't really strike me that much.
Bleh.
August kind of sucks for movies.
Bleh.
Oh, what about Total Recall?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that looks bad.
No, give me Arnold Schwarzenegger any day.
I want
and three
Arnold.
breasts.
I want Arnold and rated R.
It doesn't even look like they're gonna show the full front triple breasted whore. So
They have to. She's
skip
got
that.
3. Nah. You got to do it. Don't be a bitch.
so are we wrapping this up here?
I think so.
I think so.
Overall, Dark Knight Rises was good. Not as good as Dark Knight regular,
Yeah, you
Dark
should see
Knight
it.
stationary.
More artsy than
Yeah, you should.
Dark Knight.
I should see it. It's enjoyable.
Just as long as you're not comparing it, you will like it.
Yeah. If you come in with like a mindset that it's not gonna be super amazing, then you're gonna like it a lot more.
It's better than like half of the other summer movies that are going to be coming
Oh,
out.
shit, summer movies.
So just go see it and
Yeah.
don't be an asshole.
Okay.
Parting words, don't be an asshole. Until next time, I'm Sir Gustavo.
MultiPplproductions.
Albino the Mexican signing off.
Bye. I love you.
See ya.
Where's my? There's my button.
Goodbye.